What is going on, my dudes? Welcome back to a brand new video. Guys, I have a short little video for you guys today on Stones center back, the brand new objective moment, or not objective, but the brand new moments card that came out, and my thoughts on it, if you guys should be doing it, who should be doing it, why you shouldn't be doing it, etc. Honestly, guys, the price point of this card, 130k, I believe 145k, is decent. It's not the worst value out there. However, I'm gonna say this, right? He does have high medium work rate, so I'm gonna go over the pros and the cons with you guys. I'm gonna start with the cons. The biggest one for me is high medium work rates as a center back is not the greatest. He does have a 4-star weak foot, which is good, can get you out of a couple of tricky situations, right? So my main reasoning for not right, the cons is the 77 pace. Although he does have 81 sprint speed, his acceleration is really slow, and in this game you really need pacey center backs. I've tried playing with, you know, center backs with 75, 70, 80 pace, etc. And for me, the players that have just stood out the most are players with 80 plus like pace. And that just happens because that's just how the game is. The game is very pay to win, very pacey, very meta. Stones is not a meta card. He has good stats, but he's not meta, right? If you compare him to a player like Van Dijk, right? Van Dijk has 77 pace as well, and he's just too slow. I literally replaced Van Dijk in my main team because he's too slow, and I put in Gomez. I'd rather play Gomez, who's like around probably 5 to 10k now, because Van Dijk is way too slow for the game. While Van Dijk is better inside the box, and I'm going to assume that this card will also be better inside the box, looking at Gomez, I just didn't find the value in Van Dijk because he couldn't catch up to the players that were super pacey. I was chasing them down the wing, whether they were going down the middle. 77 pace just isn't good enough, especially with Team of the Year coming up, and then after Team of the Year we get really good SBC cards, we get really good you know, promo cards that are just going to be insane value, and this card is just going to be left behind. So the defending and the physical are a big pro to the card because he has very good stats in that situation, but the pace for me is just not it, and the high medium for me just really puts me away from the card, right? And those to me are the biggest cons. And also the other big con is you're putting 145k into fodder, so that for me alone just doesn't really cut it. Right now, going into the pros of the card is, one, he is another good player, or another decent card from the Premier League. The Premier League is not very well known for their center backs, to be honest. We have like 4 options. If you did Wan-Bissaka, you do him. You have Laporte, you have Gomez, and you have Van Dijk. Those are literally the only cards you can use in the Premier League. The rest of them just have no pace, no extra, no like upgraded cards, nothing, and it just doesn't make sense to do. So that's a pro route. Pro is he's another Premier League player. So if you're looking for a Premier League player that's not the same players that we've had this whole time, Stones would be a player, right? Another pro to this card, like I said a while ago, would be defending and physical. Those stats on this card are actually insane. So I really do like that. And he also has the 4-star weak foot, which not a lot of center backs have 4-star weak foot. I don't think any in the Premier League do, and if they do, let me know in the comments down below. But that's basically it, guys. And 145k, like I said, it's not the worst value, but at the end of the day, with 77 pace, for me, it's just not good enough. Now, who should be doing this card? For me, I would say if you're a Manchester City fan, you know, if you just like Stones in general, this is probably a card that you want to do. Right, Manchester City fans, go ahead and do this card if you guys really want to. The price point, like I said, isn't terrible, and you can definitely like get away with it. And you'll probably be able to use this card at least until Team of the Year, like, which is another 2 or 3 weeks away, right? And just kind of have fun. If you want to have fun with the game, guys, like, this is the biggest thing for me, right? The people that want to do this to have fun with the game and try different players, this is the card for you to have then, because this gives you an opportunity to try a different player. You know, not the biggest meta player in general, so people aren't going to tell you, oh man, that backline's so interesting, never seen that backline before. If you guys know about that, you guys know about that. But regardless, guys, like, those are really the only people I recommend doing this card to. The people that I don't recommend doing this card to are just the players that don't even have a Premier League team in general, that should probably change their whole back line for this card. Definitely not worth it. Don't change your team around for this card. It's not going to be worth it unless you're a Manchester City fan, like I said. Another you know, reason to not do the card, just in general, again, the 77 pace, guys, that's going to be super irrelevant in the next couple of weeks. And even Gomez in my team is starting to feel really you know, kind of left behind. So he's starting to be left behind on the curve as well. So I'm probably gonna have to upgrade my Gomez in general at some point. Even with his 82 pace, he just sometimes doesn't feel like he's up there anymore, but his stats are still really good, right? Another option that you could do, like I said, Van Dijk was something here, and this is for the people that like want to have options, right? Like for me, I would rather do Van Dijk for like what is that, like 35k more, or 45k more, 55k more, or whatever, 55k more, right? I would rather pay an extra 55k for Van Dijk, who basically has the same pace, has better defending, and in general better physical stats as well. Van Dijk is a better card for value if you have him for paying 55k more coins, right? Now another thing about Van Dijk is if you do this card, you're able to sell him and you can get the coins back at some point and use that coins for another player that comes out that's better than Stones, right? Stones is also good for objectives. You can use them for objectives like the one that I'm doing right now with the One Nation. So that's, I guess that's another pro I could have mentioned. If you don't have a Premier League team and you want to look at different teams, you can also look at players from like different leagues, like Dana Year, very cheap, very good, and just players like that, guys. But that for me, guys, is going to be the video for today. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know if you guys like these type of videos of going over players that I don't necessarily review but do an overview on. So let me know what you guys thought on this. Personally, guys, I'm not gonna do him. I just don't think he's actually worth it, unless enough of you guys want to see a player review on him. Let me know in the comments down below, and I really do appreciate you guys watching this video. Thank you guys. Hit the like, sub to the channel, comment down below. Let me know if you guys should do these overviews for the players that I don't do reviews on. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.